Hollywood, the place where drama doesn't just happen on the big screen, it explodes behind the scenes. Over the past few years, Hollywood's veneer of untouchable glamour has been crumbling faster than a sandcastle at high tide. What once stood as a beacon of creativity and boundless entertainment now feels like it's stuck in a perpetual crisis loop. Studios are falling apart, streaming platforms are hemorrhaging money, and actors and creators are caught in the whirlwind. But of all the chaos swirling around, few stories are as jaw-dropping, convoluted, or downright entertaining as the fiery feud between Robert De Niro and Warner Brothers.
Why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly.
The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I'd never play him as an actor because I can't see any good in him.
For those of you just tuning in, Robert De Niro, the man, the myth, the mobster, has been booted from the two major WB projects. The legendary actor, known for iconic roles in films like The Godfather, Part 2, Raging Bull, and Goodfellas, was set to earn a whopping $40 million from these two movies. Both projects had him reprising a role he could likely do in his sleep, a mob boss. But as of now, the films are in limbo, and De Niro has gone from star player to legal adversary, accusing WB of unfairly firing him for his political beliefs. But before we get started with this whole drama revolving De Niro and Hollywood, make sure you go ahead and like the video, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any drama going on in Hollywood. So, before things went off the rails, it all seemed pretty straightforward. Warner Bros. Had tapped De Niro for two mob boss-centric projects, roles tailor-made for his no-nonsense, intimidating glare. Collectively, the two films would have netted him $40 million, solidifying his status as one of Hollywood's highest-paid stars. With that kind of budget, the studio was clearly banking on his name alone to draw in audiences. But as we all know, Hollywood loves a twist, and this deal was about to unravel spectacularly. It all came crashing down when Warner Brothers announced that they were severing ties with De Niro, effectively killing his involvement in both films. For an actor of his stature, this was nothing short of career whiplash. Naturally, questions started swirling. Was it a contract dispute? Creative differences? Turns out, the answer was far messier. De Niro wasted no time pointing fingers. According to him, the firing was all about politics. He claimed Warner Brothers caved to pressure from public figures and groups who disagreed with his outspoken beliefs.
I don't understand why people are not taking him seriously, because you read about it historically in other countries that they didn't take the people seriously. I think Hitler, Mussolini, but they're fools and clowns. Well, there will be, and I hear it, there's some people, I mean, who think that this guy is going to do exactly what he says he's going to do?
Right.
He's done it already.
Right.
If he gets elected, it's going to change this country.
De Niro has never been one to mince words, and his fiery commentary on various political and social issues has earned him both admiration and ire. Now, he says, his opinions have cost him his job. But Warner Brothers' version of the story is a little different, and a lot spicier. Insiders at the studio claimed the dismissal wasn't about De Niro's political stance, but rather about the way he expressed it. The actor reportedly made a series of inflammatory remarks that offended large swaths of the public.
Do you really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power?
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you.
You have compared the Trump family to a gangster family, which is something coming from you. What do you mean?
They are. Well, he because he thinks he's a gangster. He does everything like a gangster. I don't think that gangsters in that world would think much of him, because there's honor among thieves. There's honor in anything. If you don't keep your word and do the right thing with people, no matter what profession you're in, you are going to get ostracized. And in that world, it's a little harder.
Warner Brothers execs, including CEO David Zaslav, were reportedly unhappy with the backlash his comments generated, especially in today's hypersensitive media landscape. Making matters worse, De Niro was also allegedly demanding a significant pay bump. Reports suggest he wanted $60 million for the two projects, along with higher residuals. WB was already on edge about the film's budgets, and De Niro's demands only added fuel to the fire. With tensions mounting, WB made the call to let him go, a decision that would ignite an even bigger storm. De Niro isn't going quietly. In fact, he's gearing up for a legal battle that could rival any courtroom drama he's ever starred in. The actor is suing Warner Brothers and its CEO, David Zaslav, alleging that his firing was politically motivated. He claims the studio bowed to public pressure from groups with opposing beliefs and intentionally sabotaged his career by removing him from the projects. In his lawsuit, De Niro is reportedly seeking damages for the $40 million he would have earned from the films. But the case is already raising eyebrows. Legal experts and industry insiders have described his argument as weak, with some even suggesting it's more of a PR move than a legitimate legal claim. WB, for its part, has remained steadfast, stating that the decision was based solely on his controversial behavior and the professional risks it posed, not his politics. If you thought the legal battle was dramatic, wait until you hear about De Niro's PR blitz. The actor has lined up appearances on podcasts, radio shows, and talk shows, including The Howard Stern Show. He plans to share his side of the story, painting himself as a victim of corporate censorship and an industry that no longer tolerates dissenting views. Expect plenty of passionate monologues, biting critiques, and maybe even a tear or two for the cameras. But while De Niro is busy taking his fight to the public, WB is facing a whole new set of problems. The fallout from De Niro's firing has left WB scrambling. The two mob boss films he was set to star in are now in serious jeopardy. One project is facing major budget cuts, while the other is reportedly at risk of being scrapped entirely. Replacing De Niro is proving to be a Herculean task. After all, how do you find a new lead when the original actor is a living legend? And studio executives are frantically trying to salvage what's left of their investment. Adding to the chaos, De Niro's former co-stars have been instructed by their agents and managers to distance themselves from him. It's a classic Hollywood move. When someone's reputation takes a hit, the industry tends to back away. For De Niro, the isolation must feel like salt in the wound. De Niro's feud with WB isn't just a personal grudge match. It's a microcosm of the larger issues plaguing Hollywood. The entertainment industry is undergoing a seismic shift, with streaming platforms disrupting traditional models, public opinion wielding unprecedented power, and studios walking on eggshells to avoid controversy. In this climate, even A-listers like De Niro aren't safe from the fallout. For Warner Brothers, the decision to cut ties with De Niro might have been necessary, but it also highlights the precarious position studios find themselves in. Balancing creative freedom, public relations, and financial pressures has become an almost impossible task. And with competitors like Disney also struggling to stay afloat, the stakes have never been higher. As for Robert De Niro, his future remains uncertain. The legal battle could drag on for months, if not years, and the damage to his reputation may take even longer to repair. If there's one thing we know about De Niro, it's that he's not one to back down. Whether he's playing a mob boss or taking on a billion-dollar studio, he's always up for a fight. One thing's for sure, this saga is far from over, because the next chapter is bound to be just as dramatic, messy, and utterly fascinating as the last. If you guys liked today's video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.